In this pod, we'll examine market research in closer detail.
Market research describes the process of a business finding out about the market, its potential customers, and its competitors, and using this to identify gaps in the market. It helps to inform business decisions and assists in reducing risk. However, there's more than one way of carrying out market research. It's important that businesses choose the most appropriate method. This will allow them to make effective decisions, which will help them to produce the right product at the right price to best meet customers' needs. This will in turn enable them to make a profit.
Primary research, also known as field research, is research that's carried out by the business itself. Methods include questionnaires, surveys, interviews, focus groups, consumer panels, observations, and test marketing. Questionnaires and surveys are useful for gathering responses from large numbers of people and can be either paper-based or online. Face-to-face interviews are useful for gaining more detailed information from respondents and clearing up any misunderstandings.
Focus groups and consumer panels involve businesses inviting a group of people to give their opinions on a product, service, or advertising strategy. This can be more time efficient than conducting individual interviews. Observations involve watching customers in a real-life setting and are useful for gathering information about customer service. An example of this would be visiting a cafe and seeing how many customers visit and what they request.
At a later stage in the product development process, a business may use test marketing. This is when a new product is trialled on a small scale, perhaps in one local branch of a national chain. This helps to gauge customer response before the product is launched, which reduces risk. However, it's costly in terms of both time and money.
For each of these methods, it's important that the business has an appropriate sample, meaning the number of people asked to respond. One type of sampling is random sampling. This is where, as the name suggests, the people asked to respond are chosen at random. There's also quota sampling. This is where respondents are chosen from an identified market segment. The business may ask, for example, only women, only parents with children, or only people in their 20s. One of the main advantages of conducting primary research is that the data collected will be relevant to the business and its products. It's also likely to be reliable and unbiased. However, the downside of primary research is that it can be time-consuming and expensive to carry out.
Secondary research, also known as desk research, refers to businesses using data that's already been gathered by someone else. Examples include government reports, market reports, newspapers, censuses, and the internet. Advantages of secondary research are that there's often a lot of data available, and accessing it can be quicker and cheaper than gathering primary data. The disadvantages are that the information may not be as relevant, reliable, or up-to-date.
Government reports are useful as they should be unbiased, whereas reports produced by other companies may not be. A census is carried out every 10 years in the UK. Each household is asked to answer a series of detailed questions, meaning it provides a lot of useful data. However, the downside is that as it's only carried out every 10 years, the data will soon be out of date.
The internet provides anyone carrying out research with large amounts of free, easily accessible information. However, there's no quality control, and so it's difficult to assess accuracy and reliability. The huge amount of data can also make it extremely time-consuming to assess each source for relevance and suitability.
Once the research has been carried out, it's important that the business analyzes the data that's been collected. As well as written reports, results can also be shown as graphs, charts, or diagrams. It's important that a business knows whether it wants to collect qualitative or quantitative data, as this will inform its choice of research method.
Qualitative data deals with feelings and opinions. An example of this type of question would be, what flavor of chocolate do you prefer and why? It's useful for finding out more detailed information, but it can be difficult to directly compare different people's responses. Quantitative data provides numerical information. For example, asking which type of chocolate do you prefer, dark or milk? the number of respondents that choose each one can be easily compared, and the most popular option can be easily identified.
In recent years, social media has changed the way that research can be carried out. Large numbers of respondents can be reached quickly and with minimal planning, for example, through a Facebook poll. However, there are also disadvantages. Results may be unreliable, as people may not give their honest opinions, or people may choose not to respond at all.
Whichever research method a business chooses, it's vital that they're appropriate for the product and the market. If the research and the data collected are not reliable, accurate, or up-to-date, this can lead to misinformation, ultimately wasted time and money for the business. This can have disastrous financial consequences, as well as compromising the brand's image.